Welcome to episode 59 of our series on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. Hey, I have some good news about the state of the channel. Think of it as a state of the channel address. I had several viewers over the course of a few months last year who asked for a program on the Melungeons of Hancock County, Tennessee. They're the original folks called Melungeons. There were already a few good YouTube videos on them, so I resisted taking it on myself. Most of you know that I'm an advocate for genetic genealogy, so when I found a study that was conducted on that small community, I decided to produce a show on them. To my utter surprise and delight, the video has been viewed 92,000 times, about the same time my video on the pneumatic earthquakes of 1811 and 1812 climbed from 3,500 views to over 13,000. Thank you for your support. I genuinely appreciate it. It keeps the show going. On today's show, we'll cover 8 more Appalachian and Southern surnames. I hope you'll join me. Let's get started. Number 1, Crimmins. Now, I must admit that I've never met a person with a surname spelled like this version of what is most likely the Irish name Cremeans. That Irish name is an anglicized form of the Gaelic O. Irish names derived from Gaelic are interesting. From my desk, it looks like it's a Gaelic form that meant bent over or crooked. I haven't mentioned Barry McCain in his Irish Clans and Families Facebook page for some time now, so let me give a shout out to him and his mates. Barry McCain is a Mississippian and is about as fluent in Gaelic as an American born and raised on this side of the Atlantic could be these days. I'll post a link to their Facebook page in the description, so if you want to join an interesting community that celebrates all things Irish, reach out to them. Before I move on to number 2, I should mention that there is a German name, Krementz, that could have been Americanized by other folks named Crimmins. Anyway, at the end of the day though, I'm confident, 99%, I wouldn't say that, probably 90% confident that Crimmins is an Americanized form of the Irish Cremeans. However, about 10% of me thinks that the German Krementz could be the origin of a smaller number of people. Number 2, Catlett or Catelett. Like Crimmins, it's a name that I've not come across much in my lifetime, but in this case I must include even written materials. I haven't read it. No doubt I will get messages from some folks who will say that that name is common in their neck of the woods, and there's no doubt about that. I've only lived in 7 southern states and didn't get to meet all the old families. I did get to meet some people in Arkansas that knew Bill and Hillary Clinton. I tell you what, in Arkansas we grow the biggest watermelons you've ever seen. Anyway, you take my wife Hillary, please. Anyway, sorry. At any rate, Catlett looks French on the surface with its ETT suffix, but is it? It originated in Kent, England. That's southeast of London, by the way. It was heavily settled by Jutes in the 4th through the 5th centuries. They came from the northern part of Jutland. Now, you might not know that peninsula by that name, and you might know it by its more common name, Denmark. According to the Dictionary of American Family Names, it's a pet form of Catlin or Caitlin. At the end of the day, I'm confident that Catlett is an English surname. Number 3, Croft. This surname originated in England to identify folks who lived on a small farm. In addition to medieval England, the surname Croft has been in the Scottish record since 1485. Some sources point to northern England and Scotland as the main location of crofters, but it's important to note that not all croft owners and inhabitants were given this surname. In Ireland, an S was added to Croft to pluralize it, or to say the son of Croft. The ancestors of Ireland's Crofts came from England and settled mostly in County Cork. They became a landed gentry family in the 1500s. Croft doesn't appear among the traditional surnames of Wales, so I think a paper trail would be helpful in locating the origin of your specific line of Croft. Number 4, Marshman. This surname was given to a person who lived in eastern England and dwelled in a low-lying wet place. Marshman most likely originated in the marshlands of North Kent in England, or to the north of Cambridge, stretching all the way up to Lincoln. This region is called the Fens or Fenlands. A fen is a marsh. I couldn't find Marshman among the traditional names of Ireland, Scotland, or Wales. I'm nearly 100% sure that it's an English name. Number 5, Craver, or Carver. For the third time today, I had to dig into all my sources to find some information on a surname, which at first glance I thought was a spelling variation of Carver, that is, Craver, that is, as in George Washington Carver. Because Carver and Craver might have the same origin, I used a Kentucky shotgun approach. Surely some of the pellets will hit the right origin or target. If not, I suggest a Y chromosome DNA test. It could prove or disprove a German origin for your line of Craver. Nevertheless, here's what I found. Carver is a Scottish name for one who carves wood. However, Craver could be an Americanized form of the German Grever or whatever. See that name. Anyway, if that's the origin of your line, you will really dig its meaning, because graves in Germany are rented, not owned. The profession of a grave digger remains an important and delicate occupation. That's right. According to the Dictionary of American Family Names, 2nd edition, Craver is most likely an Americanized form of a German occupational name given to one who digs graves. Number 6, Haynes. Haynes or Haynes. Well, Somerset, Kentucky is about 90 miles from my house. But Somerset, England is a little over 4,000 miles away. Why do I bring those geographical facts up in a surnames video? Well, I hope to show continuity of place names as well as family names, because they're oftentimes adopted from place names. They're habitational or locational, or toponymic, you might say. This habitational surname originated in Haynes, Somerset, England. There are also settlements named Haynes in Kent and Bedfordshire, England. We could trace it further back to the continental homelands of the Angles, Jutes, and Saxons. It was given to someone who lived in a hedge enclosure. In the Germanic lands, it was also given to a person who lived in a thorn enclosure. Looking across the Irish Sea from England and Scotland, Haines and Haynes, H-A-I-N-E-S and H-Y-N-E-S, are present but are sometimes used as an alternate form of Hynes. I didn't find it among any of the spellings of the traditional surnames of Scotland or Wales. So I'm inclined to regard Haynes as an English or Irish surname, with forms of the English Haynes stretching back to the Germanic lands of Northern Europe. Number 7, Everhart, or Eberhardt. This old High German name meant strong wild boar. It arrived in the Isles with the Saxons in the 4th and 5th century, but it's not plentiful in England today. I didn't find it among the traditional surnames of Wales, Ireland, or Scotland. It's another Americanized form of a German family name, so it most likely came straight to America from the Germanic lands of Northern Europe. Number 8, Loftin, Lofton, or Loftin. According to the Dictionary of American Family Names, Loftin is traceable to Yorkshire, England, and before that, the Viking region of Scandinavia. It was given to a Norse person who lived in a loft. It's not found among the common names in Britain any longer, but it's most common amongst African Americans in the American South. You might remember James Lofton, who played in the NFL as a wide receiver. He has family ties in Texas, although James himself was born in California. Well, folks, that's about all I have for you today. I hope you got something meaningful out of our discussion, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If demand continues to warrant it, I'll be back soon with another episode of The Vantage Point. God bless you and yours. Bye-bye.